What's up, guys? Puff here. Patch 7.4 just released on Dead by Daylight, and with it, the release of the Chucky chapter. We now have Chucky in the game. I'm going to give you the TLDR, then jump into the patch notes a little bit deeper, and then give you my 2 cents on how I feel about these changes that we've got in this patch. A lot of people on Twitter I see are saying that Made for This is done for, and that is no longer a viable perk. I'm going to have to disagree there. I still am going to run it on a pretty much daily basis, and I'll tell you why a little bit later in the video. First up, we got Chucky. Chucky's ability has multiple parts to it. When you first activate it, he goes into hidey-ho mode. Basically, he just gets undetectable, so no red stain, no terror radius, and he's able to vault underneath pallets. When he comes out of hidey-ho mode, he does the slice and dice attack. It's a fast-paced dash, similar to like a weird mix between the pig and Oni dash. And he's able to vault while he's dashing to chain it and extend the duration of it. It's pretty fun to juke. I was playing against it a bunch on PTB. Didn't get to try it myself, though. I'm not really a killer player. But it's definitely fun trying to juke him when he's doing the slice and dice on you. All right, now let's dive into the perks. First up, we got Hex 2 can play. Basically makes it so that anytime you stun or blind the killer twice, a Hex totem will light up. While the Hex totem's lit, anytime you stun or blind the killer again, you will be blinded yourself for 1.5 seconds. This is a very fun perk to go against. It's fun blinding yourself if you go for flashlights and stuns on the killer often. I don't really see this being a super meta perk, although I'm not a killer main, so you know, what do I know? Maybe this is overpowered and killers love it, but just on face value, I don't really see this being super strong. But it's really fun to go against, and I hope killers start running it because it's a fun perk. Next up, we got Friends Till the End. This perk basically makes it so that anytime you hook somebody that's not the Obsession, you see the Obsession's aura for 10 seconds, and they're exposed for 20 seconds. And then anytime you hook somebody who is the Obsession, a random other survivor will scream and become the Obsession. I saw a lot of people saying on Twitter that this perk is overpowered. I really don't see it. 20 seconds is not a super long time to be exposed. And 10 seconds aura reading, you could mind game the killer with that if you're at a distance. The only way I could see this perk being strong is if you're not aware the killer's running it, and you're near the hook when he hooks somebody that's, you know, not the Obsession. Other than that, it's not going to be a super strong perk, I don't think. I really don't see this becoming like a super meta build perk. I think there's other perks that do the same thing but better. But who knows? Only time will tell. Again, I'm not a killer main, so maybe this perk has some extra value that I'm not aware of. And finally, we have Batteries Included, Chucky's third perk. Basically makes it so that anytime you're near a completed generator, you get 5% haste and it lasts for 5 seconds after you leave the range of the generator as well. On release, it's not going to work during endgame collapse, but they already said in the next hotfix that is going to be changed, and the perk will work in endgame collapse. So it'll stack with NEFED, and killers who run endgame builds, like things like Blood Warden, No Way Out. This is going to be one of their new go-to perks added to their arsenal, because 5% haste is nothing to laugh about. All right, now let's dive into the Trickster changes. So the Trickster is getting a pretty serious buff all around. I unfortunately didn't get to verse him on the PTB, so I'm excited to see how he plays in today's update. His movement speed has been increased. They've removed recoil when he's throwing knives. The movement speed penalty that he gets when throwing knives has been removed. Increase the blade throw speed, increase the laceration meter so they'll hit you from further away. And now his main event has been reworked. It no longer takes 30 blades to charge up. It now will charge up in only 6 blades. And the duration of his main event increases depending on how many consecutive blades he hits. So if he hits all 6 blades back to back to back, his main event is going to be 3 seconds longer than normal. So yeah, Trickster's looking to be in a pretty good spot now. I'm kind of scared to verse them. Along with all those changes, looks like all of his add-ons got reworked as well. Most of them either reduce the amount of blades you need to hit to activate main event, or increase the throw speed, or just increase the duration of main event. Nothing too crazy there. Now let's jump into the made for this changes. So made for this no longer is deactivated while you're exhausted, but you only get the 3% haste while you're in Deep Room now. So the perk now synergizes better with perks that will give you exhaustion. So you could run it with things like Sprint Burst or Life, or a big one, Dead Hard. You can now run it with Dead Hard, and if you successfully hit your Dead Hard, you have 3% haste for the rest of the duration of the chase now. Which is why I don't think this is going to be the big nerf that everyone is making it out to be. I still think this is going to be a very strong perk if players could find a way to incorporate it into their builds. I was running Dead Hard with Made for this prior to the update, and there'd be a lot of situations where I would be injured and exhausted and healing somebody, and then only to realize I'm not getting the endurance. Now with this update, I would have endurance, so this is almost like a slight buff for me. I think anybody who runs Dead Hard should absolutely run this perk now. It just works so perfect with Dead Hard. Even perks like Off the Record work great with it. So I really don't see this being a nerf at all. If you guys are looking for what perks you should run with Made for this, I'd strongly recommend Resilience. Basically just allows you to do everything 9% faster. Being able to get those heals off in less than ideal situations 9% faster to get you that endurance, it can make all the difference. It could be a life or death situation there. Especially with 9% faster vaulting speed. And then if you're injured and you can't find anybody to heal you and you want to work on a gen, guess what? You do that 9% faster too. So that's crucial. I always run that with Made for this. They work so well off each other. So that, plus if you're looking for a little bit more of a safer build, you might want to do Off the Record. That way, if the killer decides to tunnel you off hook, you get the benefit of having the Made for this 3% haste while he's while you're getting tunneled off the hook. And then on top of that, now you could throw in an exhaustion perk. So whatever your favorite exhaustion perk is, whether it be Sprint Burst or Lithe or Balanced Landing, work that into your kit as the 4th perk. If you're looking for something a little bit more aggressive, this is typically the build I like to use. I'm going to run Resilience, Made for this, Dead Hard, and then for your 4th perk, you could run Metal a Man. It's kind of difficult getting those protection hits, especially if you're not in a Swift. If you are in a Swift, though, and you got good comms, and you're going for those protection hits, Metal a Man is a great 4th perk. Basically, if you're full healed and you have your Metal a Man procced, it'll take the killer 4 hits to down you. Because you'll get hit, go into the injured state, you'll get hit again, Dead Hard the hit, have 3% haste for the rest of the duration of the chase, and then you'll Metal a Man the 3rd hit, and then after that, the 4th hit will finally down you. So it's a very strong build if you can get those protection hits and get Metal a Man procced. If Metal a Man's not really your jam, I totally understand that. As a solo queue player, mostly, I do enjoy running Empathy. Just being able to have that situational awareness, seeing who's getting chased where on the map is huge. The amount of knowledge it gives you is undeniable. But besides that, I know a lot of people like to run Windows of Opportunity. I personally don't like it. It just puts a little bit too much on the screen for me. But if Windows is your jam, that could be your perfect 4th perk for this build. But that's going to wrap it up for today. That's basically my thoughts on the patch and the changes to Made for this. Let me know in the comments below if how do you guys feel about it? Do you guys think Made for This is done for? Are you not going to be running it anymore? Do you think it's totally nerfed, or do you see these changes as not really that big of a deal? Are you guys having fun with Chucky? Let me know down below. If you guys liked the video, hit me with a like. If you really enjoyed the video, hit me with a subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you guys in the fog versus Chucky. This is Puff signing out. Thank you.